Hi, I'm Jeanette, and I'm the Digital Content Manager here at Opens Clicks Cash. And today we're going to be talking about how you can create an automation that drips content to your course members. Okay, and these automations are not based on specific dates. So once you set it, you can forget it, and it doesn't matter when your members join. Once they join, the automation will take over and drip the content to them on schedule. But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and like this video, share it on all your social media platforms. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe now because every Wednesday and Friday, we drop new videos showing you how to grow your business with digital marketing. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so if you weren't here with us when we went through how to set up your membership site, I will go ahead and link those two videos in the description box below. There were two parts because I didn't want the video to be extra long. So I will go ahead and link that below just in case you never did this. But for today's video, I am not going to go over any of those steps. Today's video is primarily for anyone who set up a membership site where they have some kind of course material or content that they do not want to make accessible right away as soon as people join the membership, but maybe they want to drip the content weekly. Maybe they want to drip the content, quarterly. It just depends on the business and, how you have things set up. But once we go in and build automation, you'll see how you can customize the drip, and it will not have anything to do with specific dates. So you won't have to worry about logging back in to change anything or, manually set anything up with this. Once it's done, it's done. Unless the content itself changes, of course, then you would need to change that as well inside of ONTRAPORT. Again, so we use ONTRAPORT, and I will leave the link below if you want to try it out for free. But once you watch this video, if you're using something else, then honestly, these principles can be applied across the board. Most CRM systems are generally the same. So, it might not look exactly the same, but most of the time, there are similar settings and trigger features and automations. So I'm confident that you'll still be able to find this video useful, even if you don't use our ONTRAPORT. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hop right in. We're going to go through the automation, and I am going to set this automation up as a weekly drip. But then when it's time to test, I will duplicate the automation and I will change all those weights and make it, 15 minutes or something like that, just so that we can get through the test and you can see how everything comes through. But again, obviously it will not be dripped that quickly, but we'll go through it together and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So let's hop inside of ONTRAPORT now and get started. Okay, so here we are inside of ONTRAPORT, and the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a few tags. Now for this example, I am going to drip content over 3 weeks. It's not going to really be 3 weeks, but I'm going to set it up that way. And so we're going to create a tag for each week so that after, the first 7 days, of course, they will get access to week 2. After another 7 days, they get access to, week 3. So up in the top menu where it says contacts, we just hover there and then go down to settings. And then we're going to click on manage tags, and then we'll click this orange box to add a new tag. And so I'm just going to put week 1 drip access and save it. And then I'm going to do the same thing for week 2 and 3. Okay, so now we created all 3 of our tags. The very next thing we need to do is go into the page that has the content. Because like I said, these pages are going to be inside of our membership portal. So once these tags get added via automation, then your contacts will be able to access those additional pages. So we're going to go inside of pages and we're going to change the display settings on each page. So that way we can add those tag conditions. So basically no one will be able to get into week 1 or week 2 or week 3 if they don't have the proper tags. Okay. So this will also be helpful if you have a membership portal with several different courses or, several different pieces of content that you only want to give access to, certain people. Maybe they paid for certain things or however you want to separate your content that you're dripping out. So let's head over to pages and we'll go ahead and change those display settings. Okay, so here we are inside of pages. I have my three landing pages already pulled up. I did use templates for these. And so I'm going to go ahead and click inside of week 1. Okay, ONTRAPORT, let's go. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you will see the tab for settings. Just click on settings, go down to display settings, and then instead of it saying everyone, you want to click the drop down and go to some identified visitors, and then you want to add a condition. All right, so we're going to add a condition, and we're going to do contact has a tag, and we are going to choose our drip access tags. Now, keep in mind, for week one is going to be the only week that has the tags for all 3 weeks. So the one condition is that they have week 1 drip access, but we also want to make sure that once they get to week 2, that they still have access, right? So they can have drip access for week 2 tag, and then we're going to also add the tag for week 3. Okay, so no matter what week they're on, they will always be able to access this first video. Okay, so let me just hit save, hit done, and then I'm going to save and publish this. Okay, so now I'm going to go and do the same exact thing for week 2 and week 3. All right, again, on the left, click on settings, go down to display settings, and instead of everyone, we're going to do some identified visitors, and we're going to click here to add a condition. Add a condition, and of course, it's going to be contact has a tag, but instead of doing all 3 tags again, of course, we're only going to do 2 and 3, right? Because we don't want someone with week 1 tag getting access to week 2's content. So we're going to do week 2 drip access, and then we're going to do week 3 drip access. I'm going to save. And of course, I'm going to publish this, save and publish. And then I'm going to close it out. Okay. And then I'm going to do the last step. And of course, the same is true for week 3. When we go into week 3, we are only going to do 1 tag. So we're going to do the tag, of course, for week 3, because we do not want someone who only has week 1 or week 2 to be able to access week 3's content. So I'm going to do some identified users. I'm going to add a condition, and the condition is going to be that they have a specific tag, and that tag is week 3 drip access. Save and done. And I always forget that save and publish is the same, so I end up saving it twice. But anyway, okay, so now we went ahead and added our display settings. We're all done with that. And now we can head over to automations and build out the automation. So let's go do that. Okay, so here we are inside of automations. Click on this orange button that says new automation. And we are going to build this from scratch. And I'm going to just give it a quick name, LCC drip. Okay. All right, so you know that Ontraport always gives us a default trigger asking if someone is added to this automation manually, what should we do? In this case, I'm not going to remove them from the map because there might be cases where you want people to have free access to your course. You might want to gift someone with it. You might have contests or, I don't know, things like that. So I'm not going to remove them from the map. What I'm going to do is add a filter and a go-to. So we're going to go ahead and give them access. But if we click on this arrow here to add another trigger, we are going to go in and create a trigger for them when they buy the course. So I'm going to do purchases product, and the product is the OCC membership. I had already created that. So on the left, of course, we see the settings, who can activate this trigger, any contact in the account. Yes, that's correct. If the contact is already on this map, then ignore the trigger. I think that's safe. I don't think anybody would pay for a membership more than once. So what we're going to do next is we are going to give them access to the membership. So I'm going to scroll down and we are going to, oh, you know what? It's not on this first page. So I'm going to search membership, and here we go, update membership access. So for this go-to, I'm going to click on this little plus sign here, and I'm going to drag my go-to over here to update the membership access. And then I'm going to click inside of that membership access, and I'm going to click on the membership site drip access. And then I'm going to enable. So I'm going to enable their access to this system. Okay. So next I am going to add the tag, right? So, well, okay, let me see. Go change tags. And then because we do want them to have access to the first week right away. So I am going to give them a tag for week 1. And then I'm going to click done. And then we can send them a quick confirmation email. Drip access, welcome new member. These are all templates that Ontraport had. So I just used it because the main thing here for us today was, of course, just creating the automation. Okay, so we have our email that's going out. And then the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to wait. So we're going to, mind you, Ontraport automatically sends out the contacts, login, username, stuff like that. So that stuff is already going to go out to them. We don't have to add that to the automation. Okay, so we're going to wait for 7 days, right? Because this is going to be a 3-week drip course. So instead of it being forever, we're going to click here and we're going to do some time passes, and then we're going to click of course we're going to add 7 for 7 days here. And then keep in mind that there is an option for you to set a specific time. So if you want to do 7 days and then wait until it's 8 a.m. or something like that, you can do that. But I think, giving people the option, maybe they want to work overnight, you never know. So as soon as that day comes, that 7th day at midnight, they'll have their access. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. After that 7 days, what are we going to do? We're going to add another tag. And the tag is going to be, of course, for week 2. Yes, so we're going to do week 2 drip access. Now keep in mind, whenever you add a tag, those tags are going to be there. So you can add 50 million tags to one contact, okay? So they still have week 1. Now they have week 2. So they have access to both weeks now. And so Of course, we're going to wait another 7 days. Now, keep in mind also that you can have other automations, running simultaneously where you can create an automation that says, like the trigger would be when, add week 2 drip access, when that tag is added. So that would be your trigger. And then once you know that your contacts are in week 2, you can be sending out, emails for that week. So, might just help with the customer journey so that during week 2, when they're reading or they're learning, watching videos about certain content, you can be sending corresponding emails with that, just helping them get more insight on, what it is that they're learning. So you can also set up separate automations for that. But this is just to drip the actual content, and that would be separate if you like. You could also add it here, but a word of caution, it's always best to keep the maps kind of simple. Obviously, you don't want to have like a million automations in your account because it can get a little bit crazy. But I mean, I don't want to say it'll get crazy, meaning that it won't work properly. But I mean, of course, sometimes simple is best. So if you can find a happy medium between not creating a huge automation map with a bunch of different elements versus, having a ton of simple, straightforward automations in your account, that's kind of the goal, just to keep that happy medium there. But okay, anyway, so I'm going to go click into this wait. And of course, we're going to do another 7 days. And then I'm going to click done. Of course, after that 7 days, we are going to add another tag for week 3. Click into this element. Of course, it's already on add. We're going to click week 3. All right. So now at this point, they have access to everything. Okay. And so you're going to go ahead and put an end here. And we're going to remove them from the map. So obviously, if your course is not lifetime access, then you would want to add another wait here. You could change the wait to 90 days or something like that. And then you could remove all 3 tags and then remove them from the map. So that's another option. I'm doing this tutorial as if we're giving them lifetime access, but we just drip the content. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I'm going to go ahead and publish this automation. All right, so like I said, I am going to duplicate this automation. I'm going to change all the weights. I'm going to make them 15-minute weights. And then we are going to go ahead and test this so that we're not waiting 3 weeks for this test to be done. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, so all you have to do when you want to copy an automation is you just click the little box to the left of it, and then at the top you'll see a menu, so you just hit copy there. So I'm going to change the name and I'm just going to put drip test instead of content. And I do recommend that you definitely test out everything before you launch it, because you just want to make sure everything goes as planned. Okay, so all right, so we have everything here. I'm just going to change the wait times. So instead of 7 days, I'm going to do 0 days, but I'll do 15 minutes. So it'll still take me a little time, but of course, that's what editing is for. You guys won't have to wait with me. Okay, we'll click in here, 0 days, 15 minutes. You know what I was thinking? I wonder if I could do, no, it's okay. It'll be about the same anyway, because it's 15-minute Oh, these are 30-minute increments. Never mind. I was gonna say, or unless I can do the exact time, and then I could do it like 5 minutes apart, but it's okay. So I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll just do my regular 15-minute wait, like I said. You stick with your first mind. All right. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna publish it. And now we test. So let's go ahead and test this thing out. All right, here we are on the purchase page. I just created this with a template, something really simple. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out really quick, and then we'll check my email because, like I said, ONTRAPORT will send out the information about setting up a password and doing all of that, as you guys know, because we already did this before. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this, and then we'll, start getting our drip content. All right. So I'm all set filling out the form. Go ahead and purchase that. All right, I got my thank you. So that means ONTRAPORT did receive my submission, and now we can move forward. So the first thing I'm going to do, we can go back and check the automation just to, see that my contact did hit the map, and then we'll go check my email for those notifications to go ahead and set up my password and log in and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay, here we are back inside of ONTRAPORT, and as you can see, I didn't think about this, but my contact hit both maps. So definitely make sure that if you're copying automations to test, that only, your test is live and not, the real one, because you definitely want to make sure that you test everything first. So let me go in here and okay, as you can see, that product has been purchased. They did update my membership access. I got my tag, so I should have access to week 1, and I should have received my email letting me know that I have been registered for this course, and I have gotten access to the portal and all that. So now, as you can see, I'm on the first wait. So after 15 minutes, I'm going to get my second tag. And like I said, if you were doing this in your business, you would probably have an email here. Okay. So your email would just say, hey, welcome to week 2. Congratulations. You're doing so good. You finished week 1, blah, blah, blah. Right. But in this tutorial, I really just wanted to focus on how to drip content. And so I didn't add in any extra emails, but what we can do is we can just go and make sure that we have access to the page that we're supposed to have access to based on those tags, right? So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to go head over to my email. Okay, here we are inside of my email. As you can see, they sent me my invoice, just letting me know, hey, here's your order summary, all that good stuff. Don't need that. They also sent me the email, like I told you, to complete my registration. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in a second. And then what's our last email? Okay, so this email was the first one that I added to the automation, just saying, welcome, good to have you. Okay, let me go out here and I will go ahead and finish my registration. All right, and as you can see, I do have access to week 1. So this is week 1, and I just want to go to the menu. I'll choose week 2, just so you can see that I do not have access yet. Okay. All right, so as you can see, there's a blank page, and the URL, of course, says no access. So we're going to let this run its course, and then in a few minutes, I'm going to come back and I'll show you that I now have access to week 2. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm off my first wait, and I got my second week access given to me via my tag. So now I'm on the second and final wait, and I will go to the website. I'm going to go to the menu, click on week 2. And you can see now I have access to week 2. All right, so I'm going to wait here for another 15 minutes. Then I will come back and show you that I have access to week 3. Okay. Okay, now you can see that I'm off my second and final weights and that I was given my tag and removed from the map. So now let's go back inside of the course and I'm going to click on the menu and then I'll go to week 3. All right, so there we have it. Week 3 is now accessible. Okay, so hopefully you found this useful and you will be able to go ahead and create your drip campaigns now. If you have any more questions about this process or, anything specific, maybe dealing with your business, maybe I can help you. If you want to drop the comment below, I will check it. And if you have any other content ideas, always let us know. We keep an eye on our comments here inside of YouTube. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.